Have you ever wondered what it's like to be truly happy? We live in a place where it's really difficult. Fortunately, we have Krishna on our side. But how do we find him? Take a book, open up a page, read his words and aim to make a change. Take a Srimad Bhagavatam and put it in the hands of everyone. It'll change people's lives. Their life will be sublime. They'll find true happiness inside. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yo, for all the seekers, scholars and the wise, Srimad Bhagavatam is the truth in disguise. From Sukadev's lips, pure nectar's poured out. For liberated souls, that's what life's all about. Beyond religion with no material ties, Krishna's pastimes are nectarian highs. Feel the uplift, he's sweeter than gold. Hear it once, feel the Lord in your heart, let it take hold. Yo, take a book, open up a page, read his words and aim to make a change. Take a Srimad Bhagavatam and put it in the hands of everyone. It'll change people's lives. Their life will be sublime. They'll find true happiness inside. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the culmination of our Bhadra Purnima campaign, which we've enacted together all over the world as an offering to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripasundabhevcha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Today we'll be showing a series of offerings to Srila Prabhupada from various regions. Devotees have worked very hard on this. Sham Karuna, Sham Bhakti, Tirumala, Ranchor, Atmadarshini, Anukul Seva, and others on the team to make a comprehensive presentation. When making offerings, we want to bring the best to Krishna and his representative. And the best of what we have to offer is what the Lord and his devotees, and specifically His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada likes most, which is to hear the results of book distribution around the world. And as we know from hearing from Prabhupada's servants, he was eager to open the Sankirtan newsletter first to hear the results. He also said that it gave him solace and it made him feel like a young man when he heard the results of the Sankirtan. So I want to congratulate everybody today, all of us as a global team, working hard to bring the rains of benediction upon the world when we sing Sangsara Nada Lida Loka Trinaya Karunya Ghana Ghana Tvam. The absolute truth rains down mercy like a cloud through the pure devotee. And in this case, through the pen of Srila Prabhupada, taken his speech that he spoke into a dictaphone, and then it's been abstracted in writing to speak of pictures of Krishna and the pastimes of Krishna in the spiritual world, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the unparalleled literature that Lord Chaitanya called the Amala Purana, and that Prabhupada said would be the means by which people all over the world would be purified and come to the spiritual platform. We've all engaged in this activity together, and now we here celebrate by offering the results to Srila Prabhupada. So we'll start today by rolling the film, and I believe the first offering is coming from Africa.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances at the dust of your most merciful lotus feet again and again. All glories to your divine grace. On behalf of the leaders of the African Yatra, we would like to humbly offer you the results of our 2024 Bhadra campaign, which ran from Gaur Purnim until the day of Bhadra Purnim. Srila Prabhupada, you said, "There is no literature throughout the universe like Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no comparison. There is no competition. Every word is for the good of human society. Somehow or other, if a book goes into someone's hand, he will be benefited. Therefore, we are stressing so much. Please distribute books, distribute books, distribute books." Dear Srila Prabhupada, it is our sincere desire to please you by increasing book distribution in Africa. As part of this endeavor, the African Sankirtan team set a target to distribute 298 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam. Some of the highlights from this year's marathon included 2 new participating countries, being Tanzania and Uganda, special launch programs which highlighted the potency of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the promotion of the Srimad Bhagavatam at major festivals, as well as various ceremonies which were held across Africa on the day of Bhadra Purnim to honor the participants of the campaign, as well as to gift sets to deserving individuals. We are very grateful to offer you the results of this year's campaign. Under the expert leadership and support of Africa's GBCs, His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami, His Holiness Kavichandra Swami, and His Grace Govardhan Prabhu, as well as the Minister of Book Distribution in Africa, His Grace Vibhu Chaitanya Prabhu, the African Sankirtan team has surpassed the goal of 298 sets by distributing a total of 485 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam. We would also like to acknowledge His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, who served as the GBC in East Africa for many years. Maharaj promoted the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books with great commitment and enthusiasm, and we pray that we are able to follow in his footsteps so that we may increase book distribution in Africa more and more. O Srila Prabhupada, we humbly offer these results to you. We pray for the mercy and blessings of Guru and Gauranga so that our capacity to act as instruments in spreading Krishna consciousness across the world may increase. Hare Krishna, your servants, the African Sankirtan team.
Thank you very much to Tirumala, to Team Africa for diligently working. We can see from the paraphernalia that they created to advertise Bhadra Purnima how organized they are, and for surpassing your goal. Congratulations. We're going to move on to the UK Bhaktivedanta Manor, but I'd also like to acknowledge that Bhima Prabhu, the great general from India, has entered the room, and hopefully we'll hear something from him today. He's been instrumental in bringing book distribution in its form from Radha Damodar to India years and years ago, and has been one of the architects of the massive increases that India's seen, and works diligently with the global team to make sure that we're all coordinated. Thank you, Bhima Prabhu, for joining. We'll get to you in a few minutes. I hope you enjoy these offerings from around the world. So next is the United Kingdom Bhaktivedanta Manor. Please go ahead.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. For your pleasure, we would like to present the Bhadra 2024 scores for Bhaktivedanta Manor. The Bhadra campaign this year was part of the worldwide campaign, Bhadra campaign, to try to distribute 65,000 Srimad Bhagavatam sets worldwide. Our campaign this year ran from Ramnavami all the way to Bhadra Purnima, which was on the 17th of September. Devotees from all parts of our community participated in the campaign, including the Sacred Street Party, the School of Bhakti, Sangha groups, Menti groups, devotees living in the ashram, the children's team, and various other individuals, with everyone putting in great efforts to introduce people and to speak to them about the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. This year's campaign was unique in that we were confronted with some fresh challenges, in that we were requested to focus less on our more successful ways of distribution in previous years, like distributing to our visiting temple guests and obtaining sponsorships for India and Africa. We were asked to try to distribute more sets to people outside the temple and to focus more on the distribution in the UK. The devotees, however, met this challenge with an innovative and enthusiastic spirit, and very early in our campaign, the team came together and formed different groups, with some focusing on door-to-door distribution, some on street distribution, some on other communities, some on major festivals, some on major events, some on schools and universities, and so on. And for the first time, we made a particular effort to try to distribute Bhagavatam sets on streets and door-to-door. The early breakthroughs we experienced on being able to distribute full sets on the streets and on door-to-door encouraged us, and we took it as your mercy upon us. Other highlights of our campaign was being able to introduce thousands of people to Srimad Bhagavatam during our Janmashtami festival, which had over 50,000 guests, where our children expertly presented Srimad Bhagavatam through drama and exhibits. We also hosted a Bhagavad Katha program by His Grace Amarendra Prabhu, where hundreds of people attended and many sets were distributed. We also introduced thousands of people to Srimad Bhagavatam at the Ratha Yatra festival, where we had a major presence and a tent over there. These are our scores for this year. We distributed 319 sets in the UK, 107 sets overseas, 3 particularly in Africa, for a total of 429 sets. Our target for this year was 800 sets, which represented a 20% increase on last year. Unfortunately, we did not reach this goal. However, distribution for the UK has increased by 30% compared to last year.
Thank you very much to Team UK Bhaktivedanta Manor, and I especially noted the terms innovation and the idea of workarounds bring turnarounds. Whatever the situation is, however we're aligning ourselves, there's always some way that Krishna gives us to expand. Congratulations, 30% expansion in the local areas there. And you also mentioned breakthroughs. These are very important in our overall attempt to develop capacity. The scores may vary, but the capacity continues to increase as we get more experience and find new ways to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam sets. Congratulations again. And now we go to another part of the UK, which is Soho, and we'll hear from Team Soho.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Dishatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I would like to offer the results of our Bhadra campaign for ISKCON London, Soho Street. We set a goal this year of distributing 230 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, which is a slightly more than 20% increase on last year's results. We had a lot of fun. Inspired by this campaign, the devotees started displaying full sets of Srimad Bhagavatam on book tables all across London, and they were able to distribute them on the streets, on tables, and that was something that was never done before, really. We had a great time distributing sets at London Ratha Yatra, with the help of devotees from Bhaktivedanta Manor, who were very merciful, and they shared all their resources and different tools, pull-up banners and posters with us. So we're very grateful to them, and that shows the power of working as one world team, working all together. So thanks to them. We had fun inundating the temple room with Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and the whole temple with displays of sets and posters. And then one nice story from distribution of sets, we distributed many sets at ISKCON London Janmashtami festival, and during the festival we distributed a full set to a young man. His name is Michael, from Iran. Was completely new to Krishna consciousness, and he was happy to pay for and take with him a full set, and we kept in touch with him. We're now meeting with him regularly, and he started chanting on beats. So that was very inspiring to see how the Bhagavatam really entered the life of this new person and changed it. We had different teams of devotees who participated. The three main teams, one from East London congregation headed by Yamuneshwari Devidasi, and then we have a guest greeting table team headed by Mani Manjari Devidasi, and then a Brahmachari team headed by Bhakta Adam and Bhakta Onch. And we're very happy to announce that we surpassed our goal, and we distributed a total of 260 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. So that's 30 sets more than the original goal. And we would like to offer these results to the Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and to His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, who keeps inspiring us all. And I'd like to take the chance also to pray at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Radhanandaneshwara to empower us to continue and distribute books, leave everyone with a good impression, make more devotees, and also to be able to smash our goal for Lead to Give, which is to distribute 25,000 Bhagavad Gitas. Hare Krishna, your servant, Bhakta Matteo.
Congratulations to Team UK, London, Soho, smashing your goal by 30 sets from the goal of 230 to 260. I especially noted in your presentation that you made temple displays. You used the principle of visibility. The more you show, the more you sell. And that you put full sets of books out on the street displays. And also, I appreciated how you mentioned the sharing of resources between Soho and Bhaktivedanta Manor at Rath Yatra. You talked about the power of working as one team, and that's the power we have all over the world now as one global team, sharing resources and going towards one global goal. Fantastic, wonderful presentation. And I like how you put in at the end that your mind is already transferred to the Live to Give campaign. Hare Krishna. And now, still over in the same region, nearby, we have an offering from Team France.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Janananda Goswami from France, and we'll just give a short report. We're just going out on Sankirtan in between. So a little last minute report of meager little efforts here in France to distribute the glorious Srimad Bhagavatam sets wherever we could. So we, about a month or so ago, on our Zoom discussion with Tridas Prabhu and Vaisheshika Prabhu and other devotees, we were going to target 64 sets. So somehow or another, the pace built up towards the end of August and through September, and by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees and the inspiration of the devotees, especially Vaisheshika Prabhu, we managed to distribute 112 sets during the campaign.
Wow.
Which is more than we expected. It's amazing. And especially in the last 3 weeks, 54 sets. We distributed 54 sets in September, which was quite something for us anyway. Last year we did a few more, but we had a few other things in our favor last year. But anyway, that's a great achievement by the devotees. And some of the sets went to scholars. We, like everywhere else, perhaps we got some sponsorships. And we distributed some to French scholars, and some libraries took also. Ramakrishna Library took a set. And we distribute books here in France, sets of Bhagavatams, mostly in French, of course, but we do a lot of English sets as well, and Hindi and Bengali and Gujarati and Tamil and even Telugu sets of Bhagavatams, just a few of each. It all adds up, and those fortunate souls who receive those Bhagavatam sets, and their lives will never be the same again. Once that Bhagavatam sits in their house, they're finished, in one sense. So it's a great event, and it's wonderful to see this spirit all over the world. I wish it was all year round that we would record the total amount of Bhagavatam sets distributed. It's nice during the campaign. The Christmas marathon, the Prabhupada book marathon, we usually do a lot of sets during that marathon too, and I'm sure all of you do. What more to say? We try to advertise it. Actually, we counted total number of devotees who sold one set or distributed one set or more. We're 54 in France, so a lot of devotees took direct. That's not the receiver, that's those who are distributors, took a direct part. Most of them do one set. We kind of try to get devotees to distribute at least one set of Bhagavatam, somehow or another. And it seemed quite a successful endeavor. We can do better next year. We hope so. Thank you all very much for your wonderful service. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Wow. Fantastic. Team France. I'd like to also acknowledge that His Holiness Janananda Goswami Maharaj is on the call today. That's his nature, to be fully engaged. He leads the team there by his example from the front. And also notable in France is how you practically doubled what you had set as a goal. And amazing that sets went out in very targeted ways to French scholars, to libraries, and also that there were 54 individuals who did at least one set. Goes along with our success principle, a lot of devotees each doing a little bit. And this goes towards our ever-increasing capacity to come to a baseline of at least 100,000 a year starting point. We are looking for more participation, and Janananda Swami is stimulating that in the yatra along with his other leaders. Congratulations to Team France. And now we're going to swing to Benelux.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. All glories to Srimad Bhagavatam, which is directed toward bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. This is Team Benelux, Belgium, Netherlands and Luxembourg presenting our results of this year's Bhadra Purnima campaign. The target was 64 sets, courageously pledged by Her Grace Yadurani Devidasi from Radhadesh, who is always absorbed in pleasing Srila Prabhupada through book distribution. Holland was, to be honest, a little slow this year. We had two obstacles. We had no Dutch sets anymore, Bhagavatam sets, and we were busy with printing your Prabhupada Lilamrita after 30 years. Especially Jai Gopal Prabhu, he was very busy with that, and we were already asking devotees for donations, so we thought maybe we have to pass this year. Then a beautiful cooperation emerged because we got 20 sets from the Bhaktivedanta Library Services, and we still have some Dutch sets, and we started distributing them, and they went like hotcakes. So we became inspired. Also, we started distributing Dutch, English Bhagavatam sets, Hindi. So altogether, we did 31 Bhagavatam sets in Holland, and in Belgium, many devotees were helping from the congregation in Luxembourg. Also, the Russian devotees who are staying in Radhadesh. There were sets sent to Israel. Even there was a recently married couple who takes care of the cows in Radhadesh, and they donated a set to the Cowshed Library. So there was creativity and surprise in this year's marathon. A special mention also for His Grace Anandajit Prabhu in Holland, who is always in contact with his Hindu network. He also presented Srimad Bhagavatam sets to big Hindu temples in Holland, and they were gracefully received. Also Narayani Devidasi in Rotterdam, who is managing the online book distribution, and in the Temple of Rotterdam has many contacts. Also, she helped greatly. Yes, and so of course Jai Gopal Prabhu, he's always he's actually not very visible, but he's giving us a lot of strength and determination to not only distribute but also read your transcendental books. So what was the result of all that? We met the pledge, and we went over the pledge because we distributed 81 transcendental Bhagavatams, which is 26% more than the pledge. So thank you so much for making this possible. We pray that we can continue to read, relish and distribute your books forevermore. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai! Gaur Premanande Haribo!
I love that report, Team Benelux. All-inclusive, unique individuals in their own way distributing books. Thanks for showing us the different aspects of your team, the different personalities on the team. When you showed the little calf, I thought you were going to say that even the calf distributed a set of Bhagavats. And wow, 31 sets over goal. Congratulations for the teamwork over there. And also, I found it inspiring because it was a rags to riches story. He started off feeling, how are we going to do this? There's so much distraction. But then through Lord Chaitanya's mercy and your innovation, you rallied and found all the different people who could be involved and rose to the occasion. How far did you rise? So that they were selling, as you said, like hotcakes. Congratulations, Team Benelux. You never disappoint. Such a dynamic team. And now we're coming to a report we've all been waiting for Team Europe.
Hare Krishna. We're very happy to be here today to give a report about the Bhadra campaign here in Europe and the UK, which was some very amazing scores on the part of so many wonderful devotees in this whole yatra. There's actually, for our Sankirtan newsletter this month, we have 93 temples reporting. So actually Europe is very, very much bigger than we imagine, and the potential is much bigger than we can imagine. So, but we have some direct report of the distribution of Srimad Bhagavatam sets here in Europe. And it was led by, this year, again, by the French Yatra with 112 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, Spanish Yatra with 29 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, Benelux Yatra with 81 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and the German Yatra, coming back to their original glory, with 94 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, Italian Yatra with 54 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and the Czech Yatra, Czech Republic, 18 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, 16 from Sweden, way up north and even farther north in Norway, with 3 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and Portugal, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam set. With it for a total of 408 sets for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavatam. And for the UK Yatra, which is astounding, overcoming all of their pledges, from the Bhaktivedanta Manor with an astounding 429 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and the Radhakrishna Temple, Soho Street, London Yatra with 240 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and Wales not far behind with 90 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and Reading and Leicester with 23 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, 20 for Birmingham, 27 for Manchester, and the Irish Yatra separately with 5 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, for a total of 408 sets for the Continental European Yatras, 851 Srimad Bhagavatam sets for the UK Yatra, and 5 sets for the Irish Yatra. We hope this gives pleasure to all of these devotees all over the world who are endeavoring so greatly for the distributing Srila Prabhupada's books, and in this campaign for the Srimad Bhagavatam sets. And we hope to do more and more in the coming years, and arrive at the final goal at the end of this Bhadra campaign. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Tradas Prabhu, the Venerable Sankirtan General, starting from 1970s when it all began, and up to today. And it doesn't look like you've aged even 1 year. And your enthusiasm has increased manyfold. What an example. And thank you very much to your whole team. And when we hear the results coming from all the different parts, and your mention of Germany, for instance, rising to its original glory, I see that you and your team there are leading a major comeback in Europe. Congratulations. Very well done and ecstatic. So now we're going to go to Russia.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shishi Gornitai, we came together to celebrate the Bhadra Purnima campaign. It took us 2 months to participate in this campaign, around 25 temples from Russia has reported about participation. The total result is 200 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and because we started a new website especially for Bhadra campaign in Russia, we decided to continue our Bhadra campaign for Russia. But for the global result, we are reporting about 200 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, and we are praying for your mercy to continue this effort. And by using this new facility of a website, we hope that next year we can double our result. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Ambarishi Maharaj, for leading and representing the Russian Yasha, and also for being present on the call today. You never miss an opportunity to lead from the front, and the results from Russia have been consistent and very powerful. 25 temples participating and 200 Bhagavatam sets distributed in Russia this year, with a special mention of your diligent work on creating an excellent website so that you can continue the increase in capacity, which is our real goal. The numbers may vary, but we continue to find ways to increase capacity so we can come to a baseline of at least 100,000 sets of Bhagavatams a year and then move upward from there. And the website creation is one of those innovations that definitely creates more capacity. Congratulations for working smart. Fantastic. And thank you for joining the call today. And now we're going over to the mighty continent of India, who every year organizes in 4 different sections. Please go ahead.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. We have all gathered today to offer the results of India's Bhadra Purnima campaign 2024. This year we dedicated the marathon to the memory of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, who dedicated his heart and soul, entire being, in promoting book distribution. So the global team, Srila Prabhupada, had set a goal for us to distribute at least 40,000 Srimad Bhagavatam sets for this year. So here is the final tally for the year 2024. 150 temples around India reported a total score of 18,873 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. I repeat, 150 temples and 18,873 book sets, Srimad Bhagavatam sets. Last year, 142 temples had reported a score of 18,913 sets. So, although the total number of temples reporting went up by 8, that means 8 temples reported more compared to last year. Unfortunately, the score was down by 0.2% when we compare it with the last year. So this was not what we expected and what was expected of us by the global team. But I would say that we were more organized this year. So what we are hoping is that being better organized will improve our tally in the coming years. So we pray to you, Srila Prabhupada, that we may climb higher and higher in our scores and inspire each other to do better in the next year and in the years yet to come. So we pray at the lotus feet of our Acharyas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to empower us in our work to join together, to work together hand in hand with the global team to spread the Sankirtan mission all over the world. So on behalf of Indian Book Distribution Team, this is your servant Sahadeva Das. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Sahadeva Prabhu, for representing Team India and for your very helpful report, especially noting that you increased to 150 participating communities. That goes to our ongoing goal of increasing capacity. The more participants we have, the more stable of a result that we'll have over time. And also congratulations on your amazing result of 18,870 sets distributed all over India. We've noted that you see the ways forward in increasing more organization, and that's true for all of us. So now, having heard from India, we're going to go to Latin America.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Vaisheshika Prabhu, all glories to Sankirtan distribution, all glories to Bhadra Challenge. Well, I am speaking on behalf of Latin American BBD, and we would like to thank you to all of you for all your efforts. And well, I want to report that every season we are distributing more or less like 1,000 sets of books in Latin America. Most of them are sponsored by Silicon Valley. We want to thank them. And we are very accurate in our targets. We do a lot of effort to find devotees that need this Bhagavatam set and they hadn't. And also we are sending to libraries. We are also sending to politicians, to professors, principals of schools or even universities. We are working on this with a lot of attention. So we want to thank you. We are very sure that this book distribution is going to make a revolution in the world at large. So we want to help to this revolution by finding special people for giving them. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Team Latin America. Congratulations. It's amazing to look at the Latin American continent. It's a whole palette full of, I would say, some of the most pious people on the planet. And also a note about the leaders in Latin America who are always present and ready to help organize and cooperate with the worldwide movement. We wish you all success in going forward and covering the entire continent with little and big and medium centers for distribution. Thank you very much for your amazing report. Good to see you. And now we're swinging to the USA.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. We are gathered here together to offer the results of Bhadra campaign, which started in Gaur Purnima, March 24th and concluded on September 17th for Team USA. Srila Prabhupada, you instructed us that every respectable household person must have a set of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita in his home. With this instruction in mind and cover the earth motivation by you, our troops march forward to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam sets. Team USA's goal, as far as the books or sets are concerned, was 6,482 sets. At least. And for your pleasure, Prabhupada, we are sharing some of the highlights of this marathon for teams across the USA. The ever-glorious Team ISV had a goal of enormous 3,500 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. And you will be very pleased to know that they smashed this goal by distributing 3,780 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. Team ISV is ever innovative and without any hesitation, without holding back, they share their ideas with across the world and replicate it. From corporate to kids Sankirtan, from going to various park events, festivals, to various national parks and stuff. And they're living your instruction, Srila Prabhupada, that books are the basis. They attract newcomers with kirtan events, and moreover, they teach your books in full capacity, from toddlers to all the way to the old people. The GKG 5000 initiative was glorious this year because His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj Goswami, on his last visit to the US, instructed all his disciples and well-wishers to distribute 5,000 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. And all the families in North America and friends who were inspired by this direct instruction came together and distributed 5,000 sets. There are some other highlights. Team Los Angeles, led by Swabhas Prabhu, had a massive increase of 75%. They tried they went to universities, they tried many innovative ideas, including selling books online, and they distributed 700 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, although it just was Prabhu and LA team. We have Naperville team. Their focus is laser sharp. They went to Bharat, in addition to US, they went to Bharat. They distributed sets at Shukratal, where Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken, at Ganesh Gufa, where Srimad Bhagavatam was transcribed, and many other places like Rishikesh, Haridwar, etc., where many pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam have happened. Then we have Team Tampa and Team Charlotte. On the Super Sunday, when His Holiness Jayapataka Swami joined, many teams increased their scores, including these two teams, which doubled their pledges and eventually doubled their scores. Atlanta Krishna Life, they distribute sets across the world. They distributed 150 sets within USA in a short amount of time. We have Raghunatha and Kaustuma Prabhu from Wisdom of the Sages podcast. They invited His Grace Vaisheshika Maharaj on their podcast, and enchanted listeners lined up. They got 52 sets which were dispatched to USA and UK. Dear Srila Prabhupada, all 51 centers reported and distributed 7,477 sets, surpassing last year's total of 6,186 sets. This is exactly 21% increase that Vaisheshika Prabhu advises us to do to keep on track of 108,000 sets. Dear Srila Prabhupada, our sincere gratitude to His Holiness Vaisheshika Maharaj, who always carries your guiding vision in his heart and guides us. We pray at yours and Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet that may all book distributors feel empowered and cared for. We always work together in unity in heart and work and action, and we always distribute Srimad Bhagavatam in ever increasing numbers. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Nandini Kishore, for helping to collect and inspire many of these, to collect the results and also to remind devotees to report and to stay on track for the goals. And congratulations to Team USA for working together. There's a very healthy increase each year we're noticing on our graphs each year. And as Nandini Kishore mentioned, they're hitting their 23% increase overall in various ways. Thank you for staying on track, Team USA. And now we're moving to the powerhouse to the north, which will be presented by His Grace Anuttama Prabhu, Canada.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances unto the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. On behalf of all Sankirtan devotees and leaders across Canada, I am here to present to you our scores for the 2024 Bhadra Srimad Bhagavatam campaign. We had a record 18 centers participate in the Bhadra campaign, 5 more than last year. We had Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Thunder Bay, Niagara Falls, Burlington, Oakville, Milton, Brampton, Toronto, Mississauga, Scarborough, Stouffville, Muskoka, Ottawa, Montreal, and Halifax participate in this year's campaign. We had enthusiastic participation coast to coast, including the distribution of Russian Srimad Bhagavatam sets as well as French Srimad Bhagavatam sets to French Canadians. Overall, due to the legacy that was set in 1896, the year of your birth, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sent Lord Chaitanya his life and precepts to McGill University in Montreal, Quebec. And since then, you have come to Canada visiting Montreal, Toronto, and even touching down in Vancouver to bless us to participate in Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan mission. Your stalwart devotee, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami, GBC for Canada for many years, distributed books himself and advocated for book distribution. We follow in his footsteps by reading your books and distributing your books. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I am presenting you our score, which we were able to surpass our goal of 592 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, surpassing for the first time the mark of 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000 Srimad Bhagavatam sets to a total score of 1140 Srimad Bhagavatam sets for this year's campaign. Dear Srila Prabhupada, it's our prayer of all devotees across the world to be engaged more and more to expand your mission for many years to come. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very, very much, Anuttama Prabhu, for representing Canada, Team Canada, and for your diligence in going from center to center to help inspire the devotees and help them increase their capacity. And we noted duly that you moved from 13 to 18 centers involved this year, a +5. This is one of the leading indicators and ways of measuring capacity is how many communities are involved. And because of your giving attention across Canada, that's increasing. And thank you also for the mention of McGill University and how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had sent the book he had compiled about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to McGill. We're definitely following the footsteps of the great acharyas. Nice reminder. It made my hair stand up a little bit here. And congratulations to Team Canada. A mighty effort and definitely ongoing as we see that your capacity is increasing. Thank you so much. That completes the video offerings we have. The offering from Madhya Purvadesh, the Middle East, has not come in yet. They're still working on it, but I would like to mention their diligent efforts under the leader there, Naikatma Prabhu, who helped to cobble together all the different communities in the Middle East. And they came out with an astounding number of 1,186 Bhagavatam sets distributed in the Middle East. A hearty congratulations to the Madhvapur Deshas and all the communities there. We witnessed how painstakingly Naikatma Prabhu personally communicated with everybody and tied together all the different centers there. As we go forward, we also want to, I'll show a few slides to talk about the results so we can see them on the map. I also will mention the Live to Give campaign as I do, or before I do, I want to talk about the artists who have contributed during these campaigns. We have Eka Chakra Mani Manjari, and Anutama, and Shrikar. Their songs that they produced. It's not so easy to write a song with the speakers sing it, but 3 excellent songs came out. If you haven't heard them, please tune in. We can list them on our information page, but they inspired many people to join the campaign. One of our themes, as you'll see for this year for the Live to Give, is the concept of Vedic intelligence, which is one of the ways that Prabhupada in a purport in the Srimad Bhagavatam describes the Bhagavad Gita. So now here we go, the slides. I want to read this quote. I blindly follow my Guru Maharaj. I do not know what is the result. So I'm stressing on this point of book distribution. He told me this personally. Prabhupada also told us personally, and thus it is an authorized, unassailable service that is scientifically proven to be effective in inculcating Krishna consciousness throughout the world. In fact, it's the main way to support all of the programs that we have listed in our 7 purposes of ISKCON. Go right ahead. Our Goloka campaign has become a thing. In case we haven't noticed, it's definitely embedded in the ISKCON psyche and has become part of the year. I can't imagine what we'd be doing with ourselves or how we would stay so intensely engaged without Bhadra Purnima. So we're grateful to Shukadev Goswami for giving us this opportunity. Can also think that we're following in his footsteps as well. Go ahead. So a look at our increase around the world. As I mentioned before, the scores may vary from year to year, but we're noticing that capacity is increasing. When we're making an ascent to the highest peak in the Himalaya, of course, for us, there's no end because we'll continue to increase, but we may go through foothills and there seemingly be some ups and downs, but what we're looking for is how each center is increasing capacity. And this is what it looks like up to 2023. Continue. Our goal, keep in mind, get a tattoo, whatever you have to do, to get to the baseline of 100,008 Srimad Bhagavatams. We're targeting 2026, and with our increasing capacity, we could spring to that number exponentially at any time. At any time. Our goal for 2024 was 68,000. Here's what it looks like on the maps. There's Oceania, whom we met with last night. They can't join the call because it's in the middle of the night at this time, so we divide the world into 2. Go ahead. We have the Far East. Normally we include Bangladesh in this, but for obvious reasons, and in case you don't read the news, there's geopolitical problems there. And they've had scores of upward of 5,000, so we're missing a little bit there. We pray that they may get back on their feet soon. Here we have Africa, which is ever increasing. And this is one of the examples of a palette. If you look at every continent as a palette with unlimited opportunity, you can see the concentration of little lights there representing communities they're reporting. We would like to see that whole continent lit up with little points of light. not to quote George Bush from years of old, but there's a great opportunity there because of the leadership and organization. Go ahead. Then we swing over to India. You see the four colors. It's a huge operation there, and it requires great coordination. The devotees there are a book distribution behemoth, and as we heard earlier, they're increasing capacity. They're looking ways to expand the influence of book distribution all over India, and they're looking forward for some major increases. Here we have Europe, which is definitely on the rise and definitely increasing in capacity in all ways. South America, as I mentioned before, one of the most pious populations on the planet. Where attention goes, energy flows. Go South America. North America has a very healthy looking chart. It's not missed a year of increase. So way to go, North America, and way to go, leadership of North America. Our total for this year was 31,591. I want you to just meditate for a second what 31,000 sets, not books, but sets of Bhagavatam's costs, what the efforts were for Prabhupada to translate and then his servants to finish translating and commentating upon, what it means to print that many books. Think of the chain of devotees who have put their life and soul into making sure those books are available and printed in many different languages. And then think of the end result of how they're ending up 31,591 individual sets placed in different places. And that's just for this year. And you could I want you to meditate for a second where each one of them is. I know you may not know where each one of them is, but just imagine the life changes and the ways that it has an effect on the planet. There are ways that people are negatively affecting the planet. This is the most positive and auspicious way that we can affect change in the world. So meditate on it. And also, as you're meditating on it, meditate on the number 100,008. You can make, if you don't like tattoos, you can put a tattoo on your brain and make sure. We're getting some late breaking news. Madhya Purva Desh's actuals of 1,264, smashing the goal of 891. Way to go, Naikatma Prabhu. Looks like Naikatma Prabhu has joined the call. Thank you for your leadership. Amazing. Okay, a few more slides. The total for 2024, 31,591. Congratulations, everybody. Take a minute to say Go Ranga and celebrate what we did together. One team. Hare Krishna.
Go Ranga.
Go Ranga.
Go Ranga.
Here's what it looks like in Paschat. Everything outside of India, we're calling Paschat. And so this is our upward trajectory. And the next slide shows us in Bharat, what Bharat looks like. They've had a spike there in the middle, and they're maintaining a very healthy pace, getting ready to spring exponentially to the next level by increasing capacity. This is participating communities. Shamahini, clarify participating communities where?
All over the world, Prabhu. All over the world, the number of communities that participated in the Global Bhadra campaign this year, the number is 154. That's an increase from last year's 131.
Sorry for questioning the number. It's just that I'm looking at Benelux that has, and some of them, like Europe, 93 temples. And the ones participating communities outside of India, or
yes,
does it include India? Okay. I'll be convinced when I look at the individual numbers later. In any case, it's something we're measuring because it's very important for capacity is to have more communities involved, even if they do one set. Just like Janananda Maharaj mentioned 51 individuals did one set each. They can commit to doing that every year, maybe doing 2 next year. Okay, let's see what else we have here. First time participants, are you saying outside of India?
Yes, because
Say
we
what
don't
this
have.
slide means. Please describe it because I haven't
Yes,
seen it.
these are the three communities that participated for the first time in the Bhadra campaign outside of India. We currently do not have the community-wise breakdown within India. We will update those numbers once we hear from them. So these are
Okay,
the three
thank you.
communities.
It's something we want to measure. Everyone keep in mind which of the areas are increasing the number of participants. That's an important statistic. Keep it in mind. Keep going, please. Here's our Live to Give campaign. In case you were feeling depressed, downtrodden, and bereft this morning as you thought, oh, I want to celebrate Bhadra, but what am I going to do after that? I personally am feeling so enlivened because after our intense Bhadra campaign, I look at Bhagavad Gita as a resting period practically because it's so easy to distribute. And our campaign this year, Make Earth Smart Again, Live to Give 24. Somehow or other, there's been a dumbing down of the people on Earth, and we don't like it. So we want to get them smart again. The Bhagavad Gita is the Vedic intelligence, as Prabhupada terms it in his purport in 2225, the verse that ends Anamapakai in the Bhagavatam. And so we're off and running. Here we go. So, next. Our Gitas are on an upward trajectory. That is, we're shooting for 2026 to reach the baseline of 5 million Gitas worldwide. We should have that as our minimum cruising altitude, and then we can look into exploring the space above that. But let's get to at least 5 million. That's somewhat respectable for a worldwide organization like ours. Wouldn't you say, everyone? Say yes. Say yes. Okay, next one. 5 million. And the Live to Give campaign this year, our goal is worldwide 4.2 million. We'll work with all the different continental teams to talk about how that divides up so you can have an idea for your individual aspirations and goals. And we thank everybody. I mean, that sounds so paltry to thank everybody. It's so heartfelt just to be together and to have this service together. This is it. Nobody else is flying in from another planet to help us. We've been bequeathed this sacred service of making the Bhagavad Gita available in every language of the world, in every continent, in every shop, in every home, in every teepee, to homeless people. Wherever there's breath in someone's body, we want to make sure that the vibration of the Bhagavad Gita is available. So let's join hands and work together all over the planet to bring the vision of the great acharyas headed by our founder acharyas, Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to bear. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj had received a direct instruction from Srila Prabhupada that our books are distributed by the enthusiasm of the devotees. And that's what it comes down to. We have these numbers, we have these goals, but it only has to do with our attitude. When we value the mass distribution of books, and I defy anybody to find anything wrong with that, the idea of mass distribution of literature. It's a very civilized idea to cover the world with books, what to speak of with transcendental literature. So there should be no restriction in our minds and hearts that this is a worthy occupation, and we can feel free to innovate. Don't worry, don't limit. Just think of ways to encourage devotees, increase capacity. And one of the ways we're finding is to read and read and read and read. Prabhupada said, read at least one chapter of Bhagavad Gita a day. If you do that, it's natural that you'll talk Bhagavad Gita. You'll want to make it available to others. Read and read and read the Srimad Bhagavatam. And naturally, devotees will be inspired and empowered to distribute. So these are the two balance points through which the Krishna consciousness movement naturally expands around the world. My deepest gratitude to all the leaders who joined us today. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Panchatattva, Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Radha Govinda, Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev, if you so desire. Please empower our global team to feel unity in our service and to work together this year to smash our goal of distributing at least 4.2 million Bhagavad Gitas for the Live to Give marathon. And we pray that by doing so, we may make Earth smart again. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpadrishya kripa sindhabe vachat patitanam bhavanibhyo vaishnavibhyo Vaishnavini ki jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Thank you very much, everybody. Do huge.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Premanande Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare Bol.